everybody, welcome to Tazzcraft! Oh yes, we are back in Tazzcraft. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I've got a couple things that have come up. This is after the episode, this is post-episode Zix, and I've got a couple questions for you. One at the end of this episode, which has to deal with the project that we're dealing with today, but there's an even bigger question on my mind that I need your guys' opinion on. I need to know what you guys expect out of this channel, what you want out of this channel, because there's going to be a few changes going on my end, and it's going to mean that we're going to need to be a little bit more specialized, which is, I mean, good and bad. So the main thing that I have going on is, what exactly do you guys want to see from me? And I know that's kind of a vague thing, right? Like, obviously you came here for some Minecraft content, but, are the big builds worth it? Is it worth me creating a bunch more small builds and doing small episodes, or are these larger projects that I'm going to be doing? I mean, like, in this episode, this project has been mentally exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. It has been a lot of pieces all trying to come together at the same point, and it's kind of a mess. So I really want to open up the dialogue and ask you guys directly what you expect out of this channel, and if we need to go into a more specialized area. For example, if we need to look at Minecraft as a singleton, like, oh, I want one episode a week and I want to do a big project every week, or maybe like an episode and then maybe like small projects and helping people out or whatever. I'm really curious on what would make the server a better place and what would make this channel better for everybody. I know that it seems kind of arbitrary, and I mean, for a lot of people it is, but if I'm going to be producing the best content I can for you, I need to know what it is that people want out of this, and I'll figure out how to make it work. That's going to be the ongoing problem, is trying to make sure that I'm producing the content you want, and not just, well, it's because my time is going to be more monopolized, getting back into work and stuff. So I want your guys' opinion in order to make things better. I think that even though I know people are going to be like, oh, whatever you want to do is perfectly fine, and slowing things down, yeah, because no one can keep up with your content, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, yes, but that does mean that we're making some sacrifices, we're changing some things up, and as long as everybody's on the same page, I am totally fine with that. I just want to be as transparent as possible, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. We are working on a crazy large project. My mega base also needs to be looked at. There's a point in here where I was live streaming, and let's be fair, probably not my best idea to live stream. People can be a little overzealous on this server, and it makes it more difficult for me to actually get stuff done. So maybe large projects. See, the thing is I like large projects, and I like being able to produce large projects. The problem with that is when it comes down to like interaction while doing it. Like, if I'm streaming and I'm streaming a large project, I don't need people messing with me because I'm dealing with a really large and hard project. And that tends to be where I need, well, it's not where I need, but where I enjoy having company on a live stream, because if it's a large, arduous process that I have to go through, and it's very specific and I need to do a lot of math, being able to talk and communicate with other people is so nice. and just, you know, it's relaxing, and it makes it so I don't have to, like, focusing on that isn't necessarily my priority. But it becomes very problematic if I'm also dealing with people, like, making stuff around my base and stuff like that, where so I guess the ongoing thing is going to be a struggle between keeping myself entertained and wanting to put up more without getting to the point of burnout on some of the larger projects, because essentially I can't do both. Like that's where I'm at. Like I at some point just stopped enjoying I stopped enjoying playing Minecraft at that point, specifically because people were messing around and doing things around what I was doing, and yeah, so I don't mind. Like there's things that I definitely need to do on a live stream, but I'd rather people watch and interact with me on the live stream chat than messing around and doing whatever it is that they were doing while I was, like, actively working on things. Because, again, like, some of these projects are not easy, and I realize that maybe it's a mistake and I need to pick easier projects to do, and maybe have live streams of just hanging out and stuff. And I don't mind doing those, but I feel that there needs to be some sort of communication on what a live stream is and when I need some space to take care of very complex and difficult projects, because I do that to myself. I end up shooting myself in the foot so much on this server in particular, just because I end up working on projects that are not easy. Like a repeating pattern, I don't tend to do repeating patterns. The most I do is make things symmetrical. So, like, this one was a repeating pattern, and I had no problem, and I put it out in a video, and we're good. Because I really didn't get bored building this, because it was just repetition at that point, and I could do that. But when I'm doing much more complex things, like, I feel like I need to talk with people and interact and whatever, and I just don't feel like I feel like if it's a distraction, then it's really a problem. Like, if it's not a distraction, I don't care. But I gotta figure out what my criteria for streaming is, and what I can actually tolerate on stream. Because let's be fair, I need some space sometimes, specifically when things are really difficult. But when the distractions come from, like, chat or something, like, I don't mind backlogging them and then dealing with them in, like, 5 minutes after I figure out what the math problem is. Like, that's my problem right there, is that there was no distinction between this is going on and like time for me to buckle down and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Please let me know what you think and what you want out of this channel, and then please go to the end, even if you don't want to watch this whole entire video, and check out the question that I posed there, which is going to be completing this project in one way or another, because we're going to have to revisit it in another episode, because I didn't get first of all, didn't get as far as I wanted to, and second of all, can't really decide how I want to finish it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Let's just throw some armor back on. I have a few things on my list today. God, that my mega base is going to need at least like 4 live streams, I swear to God, just to keep me from getting super bored of it. So that's going to be a thing that goes on at some point. I don't think that's happening today, but you know how that goes. Instead, I think today is going to be mainly focused on our giant portal. Oh yeah! So this portal has been a feature of my base forever. So, it's been a feature in my base forever. Everybody's been like, wow, that's a big portal. First of all, it's not the biggest portal you can have, which is fine. I mean, it's not hurting anybody for not being the biggest. But it's not the biggest portal ever. And the second thing is, well, we get some spawning stuff going on, which I can't say I'm a huge fan of. But the main thing is that it's ugly. It's like, it's just ugly. Yeah, I mean, not the full corners. There's no, I mean, there was a mountain here at one point, but the mountain didn't actually add to anything because the whole portal was exposed, and this, that, and the other thing. Let's just say it is time to actually address this portal and make it a proper portal. Yeah, look at that! We've got everything kind of lined up here, so we can start building the circle here, and then we can move this chonker up in there at some point, and that'll work. And people are throwing things at me. I don't like it. Leave me alone. I don't like being stuff thrown at me. Yeah, I told everybody. So right now I'm streaming, and some of the people on the server are watching. So Gabe says hi YouTube. Other people have said hi YouTube, and the troll. Okay, well I think we're gonna leave it at that. So yeah. So a rectangle within a circle within another circle, which is going to need another circle on top of that. So we're going to need to make the outside one thicker, and then we're going to end up creating varied thickness going from the circle here to the circle there, which should give us some interesting shapes. I'm hoping what it does is it looks like either teeth or like buildings coming inward. And then we're going to need another circle on the outside of our outside circle so that it looks like it has a base to go on. And then I'm going to break like half of it. So what I'm thinking is, what I can do is I can nuke it from about that point right there. And then I can nuke it from about that point right there. And then I could have like a trail of each, using stuff like gray glass and like iron bars and like walls and stuff like that. And then we could end up having them trail up into like an abyss on each one. So like a point that kind of like spreads out like it's a cloud or something. So like, so I'm making all of this circle stuff perfect so that when I break it, it looks perfect. Even though it's all broken. Which sounds stupid. I am stupid. You know what? Maybe I made a bad decision today. Maybe. I totally did. This is gonna be awful. So yeah, that was kind of a stream that went on, happened, whatever you want to call it. And it was such a mess that I decided to, like, straight up nope out of that. Too much for my liking, but, I ended up getting this mostly set up for the start of it. So what we got is we got a circle here. I'm gonna have to... There's just a whole... People just put a whole bunch of garbage everywhere. Yeah, this is why I wouldn't stream again. Specifically on Tazzcraft. I'll stream other games, but yeah, Minecraft on server? Yeah, no. No. Not happening again. Because people make it awful. Because now I've got like random rock pillars all over this stuff. And maybe take this thing down because it's dumb. And kind of distracting when you're trying to make a very nice mega build and then have just a pillar of junk blocks. Well, I could run chains. That's another thing I could do. So if I break it off there and there, right? And then have pieces going upwards, right? Like they're being like pulled apart into the abyss. Then we can have change connecting from there to there and there to there, and yeah, I'm so done. Alright everybody, we're back after all that chaos and me not actually wanting to do any... What? Why? Why? Uh-huh. So they leave a whole bunch of this stuff lying around. They don't even... What the heck is wrong with people? Really? Okay then. I guess we're just gonna leave that and pretend that nothing happened. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about that. Let's see what happens. I hope I appear in the right one. I do not. They did it on the other side too? Are you kidding me? And they blew up my stuff. Come on, guys. I think that's gonna be it for me live streaming this stuff, because dang, like, what the heck is wrong with people? Alright, so we're gonna portal this one up, and we're gonna see where we end up. What the heck is going on? Oh no! Watch, this is gonna pop me up someplace different now. Oh no, it doesn't. Hold on, did I fix it? Alright, so I had all this obsidian, I figured I might as well just, like, I don't know, throw it down and figure out what happens. I'm gonna actually throw it in here because I'm tired of stuff blowing up. Alright, well, I'm actually gonna have to take that portal down now that I think about it, because it literally is just gonna keep blowing up part of my base every time someone goes through it. Holy son of a... I did it! We're coming out of the right portal now! That piglin has a ghast on his head. Oh, why are you so sad, bro? You're so sad! Look at him! Alright, give me that back. I want that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that down now. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Send help, guys. I've lost my mind. It's all gone. It's all gone! Alright, so what we've got going on here is a bit of madness. If you can't tell, things are a bit of a mess. Yeah, so I'll show you from the other side. Alright, so what we got going on over here is I started off with a point in the middle. And that point in the middle, I decided to run spokes. You take spokes and you move them to each of the corners and stuff, right? So the reason why we do that is so that we can kind of get a good line going from each side to the middle. Because that is going to be the lines that we're going to have to base things on in order to make sure that we make these indentations and these like smaller building-like things in the right orientation so that it looks like they're all facing inward. I'm struggling here. I'm hard struggling. Someone save me. Oh, I've been working on this for far too long, and it has not been the easiest of times here. But that's okay. That happens, right? We're fine. So what the plan is at this point is we're gonna have to go through and we're gonna have to decide which one of these so we can clear basically all of this out now. What we have is we have all these lines and we need to define where these lines go. Or we've defined where these lines go, obviously. Obviously, we've defined where the lines go. But we can remove all the stuff until we hit that circle, right? So all this stuff in the middle can go away. Because then we have straight lines for each of the corners, and then we can follow those straight lines and then bulk them up, or we can cut in on them. So all of a sudden we'll have 3 tiers of different layers, And with those 3 tiers of different layers, we can actually come up with a pretty decent design. And that's before we end up varying the design by changing materials and stuff. Alright, so you're kind of starting to see what my idea is and how it's going to shape itself up. I'm thinking that I need to increase the indent there just so it's a little bit more defined. I'm pretty sure that I can get away with probably that block missing and maybe that block missing. It depends. It depends on how separated I want things out there, but I'm thinking at least that block needs to go away. So that's how that's gonna go. And so you can see that we're getting kind of the teeth look right there, and then it's obviously going to be the further back one in there, and then we're probably going to lower that one, and maybe we're even going to eliminate some of the stuff in there, specifically so that it looks like there's more teeth than there actually are. But yeah, I think it's actually really starting to like bring up its own shape, and that's really cool because I want it to be broken up enough. We're also gonna have to go around the outside and kind of roughen it up a bit, but what I'm thinking is actually to go around after I place everything, go around, remove the outer blocks, put them with like a light shade of like light gray concrete, and then the regular ones be this normal gray, and then have dark gray concrete in the recesses. And I think that's actually going to look really, really, really cool. Until then, however, we kind of have to make do with what we got. I want to finish up that little portion there, and I want to go to like right there, something around there, and then I'm gonna break like a huge portion of this off, like a very large portion. I'm talking like that line to that line, gone, and then I'm going to come up with something to do with probably stained glass, iron bars, stuff like that, just to try and give it a visual design on top of what's already there. So that's going to be kind of insanity, and it turns out I died. Turns out a lot of people died. Okay, so one of them actually died, but everything else seems pretty fine. I'm gonna have to remove those, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So just thought I'd let you guys know. Alright everybody, I am going to lose my mind. I am freaking ecstatic. This thing looks amazing. Oh my god. Alright, let's just fly through here. So if you hadn't noticed, there's 2 spots where the ring is not connected anymore, because it's not going to be. I've never made a singularity in Minecraft. That is something I have never done. And that's going to be something that we're going to have to attempt at some point, and I'm kind of scared, I'm not going to lie. Like a singularity is not something that you typically go, oh yeah, that's totally something people do in Minecraft. Like, of course. No, we're gonna have to do it. Like that's the end goal here. Actually, we need to make 2 of them, because we're gonna have that one come up, and then this one also come up to some sort of singularity up there. So it's gonna be like black holes, like pulling pieces of the ring apart, which I think is going to be awesome, and also means that we don't have to have a full circle. I wanted the full circle specifically so I could do the spokes and I could line everything up correctly, and so here's the question: do we want to have a broken one, or do we want to have it so that it I think that might be in the comments. I don't want to do too much more on this right now, because if people want this to be a broken section and just kind of like suspended or floating, I think that'd be super cool. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. Like, not quite sure how that's going to work, but that's cool. The other option, I also have to work on the back side of this, which is going to be a nightmare. Just going to let you guys know that, yeah, so we have one side done, or I shouldn't say done, because obviously it's not. But I started work on this. This part obviously needs to be fixed up and mirrored and copied. And that part does. But do you think it should be a 2-part ring with the brakes in it? Or do you think we should try for a singularity, which sounds amazing, but I highly doubt I'm going to be able to make it look good, because I've never done it before. Oh, it's going to be so crazy. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, but regardless, what I'm thinking about doing is coming through here and replacing the layers of stone. So we have the layer of stone that's closest to us, right? So the layer of stone that's protruding, I want to do that in like a lighter concrete, and then we'll do like stone and then like a dark gray concrete, or just the regular gray concrete for the further back ones, and that'll make it pop a little bit more, give it more contrast. I also want to go around the outside and play some layering stuff, essentially roughing up that outline, and I also need to make sure it's all lit up, because right now there's a whole bunch of spaces for a whole bunch of mobs, and I don't know how to light this up yet. Alright, so now that that's kind of brought to light, the other thing I want to do is I want to do a live stream to work on my base, but I also want it so that people aren't going to be showing up and making it very difficult to progress, because I'm going to be honest, like, this base is huge. Like, it's unbelievably, like, just unforgiving. And I really, really don't want to deal with annoyances while it happens, because it is going to be pretty much a nightmare to go through. And I know some people like don't mean for things to get out of hand, but let's face it, it happens. And it is fairly unpleasant to deal with. So, specifically when I'm like actually trying to make significant amount of progress, especially like I was doing the ring, and there of course was a lot of shenanigans going on, and I'm still cleaning up stuff that was going on in my base, which doesn't seem all that great. Seems more than a little bit problematic, and I don't like things when they become problematic. So I don't know exactly what to do about that, whether or not I need to do all of this on my own, or what have you, but that should be a thing. So let me know what you guys think. Do we need to figure out how to make a singularity in Minecraft using glass and a whole bunch of different blocks and whatever? Do you think that maybe do you like it with this cracked ring look? The one thing that I do want to do is I want to connect a whole bunch of pieces of this with chains to the portal itself, because we have sideways chains now. Yay! And sideways chains seem like that would actually be kind of cool to have, especially if they're haphazardly attached, just kind of wherever I can link it up directly to the side. So like just have chain links coming into there, chain links coming to there, and then maybe like one at the top that doesn't make sense, and like stuff like that, because I think that might actually add to it a lot. And then of course having the straight up and down ones, a little bit here and there, but not too overbearing, I should say. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I know that I didn't make a whole lot of progress, but go figure. When recording is interrupted, like that tends to be where where I set my limit to what I can mentally do. I'm gonna say what I can mentally do, because obviously I could do more, but if I'm not enjoying myself and things become a chore, then, well, it's not doing anybody any good, and I might as well just not produce the content, because I'm not as intimately involved as I probably should be with it, which does make it a problem for pretty much everybody involved. And I don't want to produce subpar content. I think you guys do enjoy when I produce things of a grand scale and have some super detailed stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please, as a reminder, if you got to this point, please tell me if I need to finish up this ring or if we need to make 2 singularities, and if we should connect it, or basically any ideas you have for this portal. I'm definitely going to have to go over it with the concrete and all those changes and stuff, which are definitely going to be coming down the line. I just wanted to kind of keep things open. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, everybody, take it easy.